Linda Hunt, thank you so much for being part of the Visibility Podcast. I'm super excited to learn from you today.
I am so excited to be here, Melissa. Thank you for having me.
Yes, real quick, tell everybody where you're coming in from.
So I'm coming in from Connecticut. I'm about an hour and a half north of New York City.
Oh, I
I
love
know.
it. Do you go to New York City a lot?
Yeah. I mean, I don't go in every month like I used to, but at least 2 to 3 times a quarter. Yeah, every
Oh,
3 months. Yeah, it's
like for
so
business or pleasure?
pleasure, a little bit of business, more
Yeah.
pleasure than business.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
good. All right. So what we are going to talk all about pricing, which I am super excited. I was telling Linda before we hopped on that I get pitched about 10 people a day to be on the podcast. So I sift through those. Most of them get ignored, but this one stuck out to me because this is such a big thing in our world in running a business. You have to be priced properly. So we're going to talk about that. So Linda,
Yes.
what do you want people to walk away from this podcast? What's that big takeaway you'd like people to
Yeah. So
have?
I think the big takeaway is that if there's, and we're going to talk all about different kinds of symptoms, but if you're seeing any of these symptoms from your pricing issues are a symptom of a different problem in your business. Does that make sense?
I'm
S-
intrigued.
Okay. Yeah. So, because pricing pressure is a problem, or is a symptom of a bigger problem, right? So it could be capacity, and it usually is more than once. So the way I look at pricing is in three pillars, Melissa.
Okay. Okay.
So we have the conversation, right? The upfront piece where we have to be able to clearly communicate what it is we do, the
Mhm.
transformation, the outcome. And, when you have a studio business, the way you kind of specialize in those, well, the outcome is someone's coming to you, whether it's a yoga studio, a dance studio, they're either learning how to do that, or they're looking to improve their body, reduce stress, whatever that is. So it's a little easier to articulate that outcome, right? But you
Mhm.
still have to be able to articulate how you get them to that outcome. And sometimes in the conversation, our voices wobble, right? So that's one
Mhm.
pillar that we kind of
Mhm.
approach pricing from. And we can get into deeper into all of these.
Mhm.
Then there's the middle pillar, which is inside the work, right? So inside the work for service businesses is basically, we call that scope creep. And I am certain for dance studios or other kinds of studios, even though you have packages, there might be a line where maybe you're doing something for a client, which really should be a private session. Don't know, right? But we can talk about those examples. So inside the work, we want to make sure that that's boundaried, because if that expands, you're losing profitability.
Mhm.
And then we have what I call the third pillar, which is the structure. That is where we need to have the processes, right? The repeatable structure that allows us to deliver the quality consistently, right? So the quality that we communicated up front, we need to have that process and we need to adhere to it, right? So maybe it's a dance studio and all the little girls come in and they're going to learn X, Y, and Z. How do you do that in a way that makes sure that it's repeatable, it's clear, and that every little girl, granted, there's talent there, right? Or a skill that has to
Mhm.
be learned, but your teachers are delivering
Yeah.
that in a consistent way. Because if we're not, and we suddenly have an upset mom or dad who says, hey, my little girl didn't get the attention so and so did, that affects your profitability, right? So we have
Mhm.
to have these repeatable processes, and we can kind of think about in those three buckets.
Mhm.
We can then start to figure out where our symptoms are coming from.
Where do you see most symptoms coming from?
A couple of different places, right? So, oftentimes it is, say, a full calendar, right? And
So
a bank
boundary.
account that doesn't quite measure up, right?
Right.
So the immediate thing is, oh my gosh, I need to raise my rates. Maybe, but it also could be scope creep. It
Mhm.
also could be you're not charging. Yeah, and well, we talked about raising rates. Yeah, you might not be charging enough.
Mhm.
Is the service being delivered in the most optimized way?
Mm.
Right. So
Mm.
it's usually more than one thing, Melissa.
Mhm.
Raising your rates is typically, it's, I can say with assuredness, it's 95% of the time we're undercharging, right? And
Yeah.
we're not undercharging we're not, well, we're undercharging sometimes because we compared ourselves to so and so down the street who's doing it this way. And market does have some bearing in it, but the
Yeah.
way you do what you do is
Hmm.
unique and different. And that's when you want to really, because you do marketing, you want to highlight that in your marketing message. Like, we're
Hmm.
different because you want to come
Right.
work with us because, you know.
Hmm.
And we have several dance studios here in town, and one is like, we're gonna get, your, or maybe gymnastics, I'm sorry, gymnastics. We're gonna get your child on a team, right? And they're gonna,
Hmm.
be able to do X, Y, and then when
Hmm.
another one is just like, hey, we're here for your child to have fun.
Yep.
Very
Exactly.
different messages, and then
Hmm.
parents are able to figure out where they want their child to go.
That was a great example. Great example. Okay, so you kind of hinted at this. So how do you know the difference? Because most people think they have a visibility problem and they actually have a money problem. So how do we know the difference? How can we
Right, right.
gather that?
That's a great question. Oftentimes when there's not enough revenue coming in, the first thing we think of is, um, we need to do more marketing. We're going to
Yeah.
dive into more marketing. That's where we're going to go. We're going to throw money at that. But what I would ask everyone to do is to step back and actually take a look at your calendar, right? What kind of service are you offering, right? If you're a dance school, do you have open spots, right?
Hmm.
Is there a class that's underperforming? Is there a class that's overcrowded? Kind of figuring out what the schedule looks like. That's the first thing, right? So whether you're a service provider or you're providing a teaching thing, look at the schedule. That's going to be your first indicator. If there's gaps, yeah, I would say you have a pipeline issue, right? So you want to get more people in the pipeline. But if you're pretty full and the
Hmm.
money's not there, right? The money is, it's consistently highs and lows. It
Hmm.
could be a couple of things. It could be, maybe we need to change your policies. Maybe you're not enforcing cancellation policies. Maybe you're not getting a deposit up front. Um,
Hmm.
Maybe you're pacing the payment um, too too long, and you're paying the teachers in a shorter period of time, right? So there's
Hmm.
timing
Hmm.
issues. So
Hmm.
we would look at all of that. Um, the other thing is, we would also, the other thing you could look at is a six pack of classes costs X, but this is
Yep.
how much it costs my studio
Hmm.
to provide that. So you'd want to break
Hmm.
that down, right?
Hmm.
Again, it could be a combination of things. Oftentimes we have policies and we don't enforce them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I was just literally on a podcast not that long ago for mental health practitioners, and they're notorious for not doing their
Of
cancellation fees,
course. Of
right?
course.
Right.
Yes, because of your demographic.
Exactly. Exactly.
And we're empaths. Of course, we're
Of-
not going to because we feel bad for the people and we want to help them and all the
right.
things. It is a legit thing. Pricing has always been my issue. And then right up there was selling.
Yeah.
So let's open a
Yeah.
business.
Yeah, right. Well, I hear
Um,
you. I can relate, Melissa. Totally relate.
uh-huh. But my dad always said, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. And I believe that. So I've been doing what I do for way too long. I don't want to say too long, but it's been, oh my gosh, almost 40 years. Like it's crazy how long I've been doing it.
Yeah,
And and we're good at it. And
that you're
we've
good at.
we've created something special here. But that pricing thing is a legit
So
thing.
tell me, if you might, don't mind my asking,
Yeah.
what is the thing that gets you about pricing? Like, where, because I'm sure.
Because I would do it for free anyway. Like
Ah,
so
because you
I
love it, because it comes naturally
it
to you.
comes so easy to me.
Yes.
I am good at it
Yes.
and parents love me and time flies when I'm doing it. Like it just
Yeah.
flies. Okay. So I know I'm in my zone of genius, right? And the same thing with some marketing clients that I have. I just love what I do for them. And then I am working with a coach and kind of going through this whole thing like, okay, why is this is
Yeah.
not lining up?
Yeah.
And I had to double my rate. I had to have a conversation and completely double my rate for this client. And it was like it was a angsty conversation, but I
Of
had to
course.
do it because I was like, I I'm not this isn't fun if you're not making money. And as my business coach says, if there's no money, there's no mission. So
Yeah.
whatever.
I love that. And here's the thing, your nervous system was feeling the fight or flight, right? It's
Hmm.
that is a muscle that we need to strengthen. And but here's something more important. When you're giving something, there has to be an equal exchange, right? And you are providing dance, right? Zone of genius, dance, marketing, whatever that is. And in exchange for that, you have to receive something back. Because
Hmm.
if you don't, then then what happens is we go into this we're basically saying that it's okay if I'm drained.
Hmm.
And this is more of a this is a money story, probably a limiting belief that
Hmm.
you don't look at it that way because you're in your zone of genius and you love it, but why can't you be in your zone of genius and get paid for it and
Hmm.
get paid for it well?
No, it is a money story that goes so deep and
Yeah.
for so many years.
Yeah.
And also growing up on a farm. For those of you that don't know, I
Sure.
grew up on a dairy farm. The work was always there, and you just do it. You do it whether it had
Yeah.
to get
So,
done.
right.
So you have all those layers coming in,
You
and
do.
it's just it's fun. It's something I've really had to work at and really
Yeah.
get through. So talk a little bit about the nervous system, because that is your
Yeah.
little gem of a zone of genius there. You talk about the nervous system capacity in business. So what does that mean,
Yeah.
and why does it impact pricing, boundaries, all the things?
Right. So, nervous system capacity is your ability to hold both stress and abundance that come with being a business owner, right?
Hmm.
So, the job of the nervous system, in a very simple way, is to keep you safe. And change is inherently threatening to our nervous systems, right? So, we tend to think that capacity only matters when things are hard. And that's when the nervous system shows up. But guess what? It also matters when there are more clients, there's more money, there's more visibility, more opportunities. So, the reality of it at the end of the day is that many business owners are not limited by what they can achieve. They are limited by what they can hold.
Mm.
So, and I was learning this the hard way. And because if your system doesn't feel safe
Hmm.
with growth, success, visibility, uncertainty, you're going to unconsciously create ways to avoid delay and control situations, right? So capacity allows you to experience growth without being overwhelmed. And so the question isn't whether you can create more. It's the question is, whether you can hold more,
Hmm.
right? And how do we hold more in our business? We hold more in our business by creating a business that supports us versus us supporting the business.
Right.
Yeah. And that means being able to clearly delegate a class that is profitable to 10 teachers.
Profitable,
Yes.
key.
Right. That is profitable to 10 teachers, right?
Right.
You have a magnetism about you, Melissa, and it is contagious, and I could see why parents love you. But I'm sure there are things that you're doing with those students that you could teach to your teachers so that
Yes.
they become,
Hmm.
oh my God, yes, I love Melissa, but oh, Amy's just as great. Oh, you
Hmm.
can't get
Hmm.
into Melissa's class. Amy's just as great. And I'm another mother telling another mother, like,
Hmm.
she
Hmm.
really nurtures your child, but whatever it is, right? There are things you're doing that you can't, those transferable skills. And
Hmm.
that's part of your process, right? In
Right.
delivery. Yeah.
Hmm. Creating mini me's. That's
Many
the
years.
mini Melissas. Um, I love what you said about achieve versus hold. I'm just going to share here because I think we learn when we get a little vulnerable here. So I am at this place, I'm doing fine. Things are good. Things are really good. But there's this next level and I see it. I see it and I know what
Yep.
I should do. And I literally told my coach, I know exactly what I'm supposed to do. And I'm scared to do it because it means more work. Well, Melissa, if you had a business, you would be delegating that. So it would be more work. But it's just this like short term new level, new devil of yes, there's going to be a little bit of work for a short time, Melissa. It's not going to be for years. it's not even going to be for months. It might be for 90 days,
Oh,
60
wow.
days,
Right.
right? Of like, okay, yeah, you're going to have to grunt through it a little bit, training in this person, make sure things, fine tuning it, refine, get it better, better.
Yes.
And why can I not just, right? It's just this like, well, things are good here. It's the change probably,
Well,
right?
yeah, it's calling you there. So what I'm picking up on, it's calling you forth to be something more. You
Mm-hmm.
see, but somewhere in you doesn't believe you're ready for it. It's
Probably.
more readiness. I'm picking up more readiness than reticence.
Mm-hmm.
But the question I would ask yourself is, well, I think you're already asking yourself this question. So the question I was going to say is, what you really want to do is create the process so that you don't have to live there. Right. So maybe
Mm-hmm.
you accelerate that question for yourself and say, what are the key things that pull me out of living there sooner than, because like training for 90 days, that's a big training period. Like I don't know what it is you're going to be training,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
are there some key components that would
Right.
be the 80% of that you get done in
Right.
2 weeks?
Right.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Scaling a business. It's not a small thing
It's not a
and
small thing.
not a small
It's
thing.
not for
And
the faint of heart. You meet yourself
uh-uh.
when you become a business owner.
I love that. Yes, 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 yes. I always say I'm the worst employee though to my team. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm the worst one. I create the rules, but I don't always follow them. Thus, that's why I'm a business owner. All right. So we talked a little bit about this. So how do you work with your clients? Tell me somebody who's gonna like, how do you get your clients so that we know who you're talking to?
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
So I do work with I work with service providers, right?
yeah.
But I also work with hybrid businesses. You could refer to them as studio businesses, but I do work with businesses that have provide a service and also maybe have a product, right? And
Okay.
yeah. And there's a variety of ways. I mean, uh,
Let me ask this. What is this? What is the pain point that people are going, I need Linda.
Yeah, that's a great question because I think the pain point is profitability, right? When they're not, the money's not where they think it should be, that bank account balance isn't where they should be, and the calendar's full. They're like,
Okay. And
or
the
they've hit
calendar
a
is full.
revenue plateau and they can't
Yes.
get past it. Can't get
Hmm.
past it. It's like, I'm here. I can't get past this. And literally what I would invite someone to do is come have a conversation with me, book a discovery call. We can talk about it. Sometimes it is really, I do a profitability reset session, or I'm trying to come up with a better name. I think we're calling it, I don't know what we're calling it. Let's just call it profitability reset
Live
session.
theater, as I say,
Yeah.
like
If you can't find it on my website in this industry, just email us. But basically it's like in 75, 90 minutes, we can figure out, and then it's a tweak and you're able to go off and do it. Um, Sometimes I end up working longer with folks. It just depends on what they're looking at. And if there's enough interest, I will always do a group class,
Yeah. Hmm.
for folks.
Hmm.
Yeah, because like you, I don't want, I suffered from this and I learned from it. And what I do with my clients, it works. It's simple and it's for every business. So we can make
Hmm.
it work for every business. Yeah.
Wonderful. So they come in for that call. Do
Yeah.
you is are they can you get a little bit more about the process? Like I'd like to know
Yeah.
what people are getting into. Is it like a 4 week session or is it like a
So sometimes so if they come in for a discovery call, we'll kind of go through where their pain points are. And then typically, believe it or not, I can get someone 80% there with that profitability. Like we're going to identify
hmm
in that profitability session where where the issue's coming from. Is it coming from the conversation? Is it those, so back
hmm
to those three pillars. We're going through those three
mm,
pillars. Is it
okay.
the conversation? Is it inside the work? Is it the structure? And then oftentimes we're able, I'm going to call it a prescription. Like I'm able to
Yeah.
say, do this, 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 and this. If you need more from me, come back. Because I'm not a believer of you have to work with me forever. I'm a believer of I'm going to teach you how to fish and I
Hmm.
want you to go succeed. However, there are some times when someone's newer and they're developing things, right? and they want a little bit more hand holding. So we kind of do maybe those three pillars over several weeks, right? We
Okay.
don't do it in one set, but a more, I don't want to say someone who's been in business a little bit longer, they come to me. Business owners know their numbers, even though
Yeah.
like everyone says, oh, I don't look at my numbers. I don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know your business intuitively, you know what's working and what's not.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come to me, I can pull that out of you and figure out like what we need to do. And other times, some people they're scaling and they go, I want to go do this. And then I help them through creating that new offer, and then structuring the delivery. That's really where I think my secret sauce is, helping them
Mm.
optimize that delivery so that it's repeatable and delegatable. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I could see that. Hmm. So if somebody li is listening and feels like they are constantly busy, but constantly selling and never quite getting financially ahead, where should they start?
I think they should start with I have something on my website called the Perfect Pricing Formula. It is a free resource. It's, I think, a 10-minute video. There's a little workbook. It guides you through exactly what your floor price needs to be. Okay, floor. Because
Mm.
if you're charging below that floor, you're paying whomever it is you're selling to work for them. Okay. Yeah. So it's the
Yeah.
floor. That's where you start. That will give you some clues as to what's going on.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. I
And that's
love
at my
that.
website,
Okay.
SumSolutions.com, SumSolutions.com. Go all the way down. You can either go to the start here page or all the way down to the footer, and you'll
Hmm.
find it. It's called the
All right.
perfect pricing formula. And it's perfect because it it's based on true capacity, right? It gives you a paid vacation. It gives you time off. It gives you
Mm.
that time, that strategic time you're maybe thinking about the client or developing that next dance class, whatever it is. That's the time that is behind the scenes, but we only really get paid for the client
Right.
interaction, but we
Hmm.
have to account for all that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Good. So,
start
yeah.
there.
Okay.
And
All right.
they could also book a call with me. I'm happy to have conversations with people. So
Absolutely. Pricing is so important. If we're not doing it right, we are just creating ourselves a job, and that is, you can go get that someplace else and have paid time off. I didn't know what paid time off. I I'm single and I was dating somebody years and years ago who said he had PTO and I didn't, what's PTO? I had
you're
no clue what
like,
that
do you have a
was.
disease?
I had no idea. So now I know. So we are going to make sure we got paid time off and we have our
Absolutely.
vacation time and we have our
Yes.
CEO time and any others time we have so that
Yes.
we are enjoying our business because it is a labor of love in the best possible way. And as I always say, back to the nervous system thing just a little bit.
Yes.
Every day, week, month, year, we are in business. I, we have more proof of what we can overcome and what we can do. And that just calms my nervous system a little bit
Yes.
when I'm going through some sticky
Yes.
times sometimes. So
Right.
it's going to
Right.
happen, those sticky times, but if we can be ahead of it a little bit
They
with
do. The
Lynn.
sticky times happen, and the thing is, you have it within you to hold both the abundance and the stress. And it's really about giving yourself some grace, right? Stepping
Mhm,
back, doing something different, moving, being physical. Yeah. Yeah.
mhm.
Doing the opposite of pushing through. That's because I honestly didn't, all I knew is I kept pushing through. And then I
Yes.
was like, okay, that's not working. So let me do
Yeah.
the opposite. And I was just like, "Ugh," and my body
Hmm.
relaxed. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mhm.
Easier said than done.
It is
Easier.
absolutely. It's a practice. It's a
Yeah.
practice.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Linda, thank you so much for being on the Visibility Podcast. This was lovely.
Thank you.
Everybody, we will have her information in the show notes below. Please click for that discovery call or her fun giveaway that she has for us. I'll make sure they'll highlight that real big for everybody.
Okay.
And thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. We will see you here, same time, same place next week. Peace. Bye bye.